Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I took some notes. Took some notes on it.
Bro, me too.
Did you? Oh, sweet.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna count how many words I wrote just to make sure I did more than
Okay. Yeah, you definitely have more than me. I kept it short. I tried to keep it
No,
all on one page.
I wrote
So,
an essay. If
oh
I had
wow.
that I 5 paragraphs summarizing my experience.
Damn. Then probably the next few episodes you're gonna write like dissertations on it.
Yeah. Yeah, or
'Cause
it's just like the rest is pretty boring.
yeah, yeah, probably.
All right. Well, do you want to introduce it?
Sure. Do we have a did we like decide on a title for this? Hard Knocks
Uh,
Rampage?
well, so the podcasts, I feel like those are the rampages.
Yeah. So like a robot recap or a robot
Yeah,
review?
robot recapitulation.
Yes. Yeah. We're signing over the rights to the
Yeah,
podcast. But yeah, we could do the robot recap. All right.
yeah,
All right, I can count
yeah.
it. All right, I can count it down.
All right, and welcome to.
All right, three, two, one. Welcome to the first ever robot recap. Now we are recapping the newest episode of the new Hard Knocks series with the Chicago Bears. My name is Walter,
Mhm.
and I'm
Yeah,
joined by
that is your name.
yeah, yeah. I
See,
thought
that's the
you
weird thing is I know you go by Walt, so it's like weird to call
yeah,
you Walter now.
that's true. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna be I'll be butt kiss.
Okay, yeah. Very relevant. At least this week we were talking about the
Yeah.
Chicago Bears. Yeah. So what were your first impressions of the episode?
Of 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 Hard Knocks.
Yeah, yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Um, I don't know. I thought it was fine.
It was fine. Yeah, it was like it was very much just kind of like setting the stage. I felt like.
Yeah, it was worth watching the highlight tape.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And I
Mhm.
thought the fact that it was the Bears was made me really interested in it.
Yeah, yeah. Me too. It was
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, at least like so I know that we both took notes on the episode. Did you kind of take like
Mhm.
chronological notes or just sort of
Yeah, yeah.
general?
I sort of
Okay.
have the timeline just so that we should talk about everything I want to talk about.
Okay. Well, at least it like immediately starts out with the draft day call from like Eberflus to Caleb Williams,
Hell
which I think we've seen before. Like I remember seeing the footage of like the call between Ryan Poles and Caleb Williams where they were
yeah. Yeah, they
like
released
who's
it.
this? Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they
kind
released
of
it like right away, actually.
yeah, yeah. Um but yeah, it was I
So
always find the draft
bold strategy, starting your documentary series with stuff that has been out there for 2 months already.
yeah, just to really hype up the fans, you know.
Yeah.
Footage they've
Yeah.
already
Show them a
probably
clip
watched
they've watched
dozens of
three
times.
times. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it goes into Eberflus his new beard and his new haircut. Apparently spearheaded by his wife, Kelly, I think
Yeah.
is her name. Yeah.
Well, it does do that, but I feel like it's immediately Caleb, and then it's like them chilling at Eberflus's house, and then it's that crazy montage
Yeah.
of that like can't if you're a Bears fan, you can't help but get like super excited for this season just watching
I know.
like he has the chance to be Michael Jordan and then the Bulls theme starts playing and it's
Yes.
just it's perfect.
Yeah. And you
Um
watch like other Hard Knocks and it's very much like Like I remember the one with like the Arizona Cardinals and the Detroit Lions. They're like, these are NFL teams. But like for this
Mhm.
one, it was like this is a founder of the NFL. This is a
Yeah,
legendary team. Like
yeah.
they really hyped up the Bears at the
I
beginning.
wanted to talk about that because it's hard to have like an objective perspective going into this season.
Hmm.
But I literally wrote out every team and I sort of ranked them based off of like legacy franchises.
Okay.
And we really are the first like legacy founding
Yeah.
franchise to the Giants they did the off-season thing.
Hmm.
Um, but really, and then the Cowboys have done it a bunch. They've done it more than
Yeah.
anybody else. But but really, like, and the Cowboys, they're a media franchise. They're about
Yeah.
that life, anyways.
Oh yeah.
So I really just thought, and then the Chiefs have one as well, but they're not. They've gained their like prestige very
Mhm.
late in their life.
Yeah.
They were a laughed at franchise until Patrick Mahomes for the
Yeah.
large
Oh,
part.
for sure. I mean, they'll
Uh,
definitely be seen in like the same way the Cowboys are, like down the line, like decades from now. They'll be seen as like, oh, that was like an all-time great team. But
yeah,
but
for
we're
sure.
still in it, so I don't want to give them credit.
For sure. But by and large, this is the first time like a blue chip legacy franchise. So the franchises that I said that fit into that exact category were the Steelers, 49ers, Packers, Bears, Patriots, and then sort of teetering on the edge, Vikings, Eagles, Broncos, Seahawks, and Saints.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where those are both old historic franchises and also have had relevant periods throughout their whole. The interesting thing about all these teams is the Bears have not had very relevant
No.
phases or anything like that. Our only claim to fame is that we are the oldest team out of all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really the only thing we had, and like we have the oldest stadium, we have
Mhm.
like the best coach
Yeah.
apparently of all time. We have most Hall of Famers.
Hmm.
Um, but like we have one Super Bowl, we have another Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah.
Other than that, we've had at least in the last 50, 60 years, we've had
Mhm.
very little to talk about.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, for sure.
to consider ourselves this legacy franchise, but I still feel like the media and it's a combination of the Bears would have never done this like even 5 years ago,
Hmm.
and they're getting to watch potentially like the a generational quarterback in his rookie season like figure his shit out.
Yeah.
So it's like I think I do. It's hard. What my point, my long-winded point is that it's hard to remain objective, but I do feel like this is the biggest hard knocks in quite a while still.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and especially with a franchise that has like such pull like the Bears do. I mean, there's like, you know, I feel like once you're a Bears fan, you're always a Bears fan, you know. There's a lot of people who are like from Chicago that spread out that are still Bears fans and they still watch. But yeah, and it's really just not a team that's like that's I think it was especially like 1985 when they're like, "Oh, this works. Let's just have like one of the best defenses ever, and then our
Yeah.
offense doesn't matter." But like they haven't assembled the best defense ever again, so
Hmm.
it just hasn't been working. But I think now they're finally realizing like, wait, we could build a really good offense and a really good defense and like be competitive every year. Um,
Yeah. No, they just going back to their plan. It was frustrating to watch the process of it. But like they did follow exactly what they said they were going to do. Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus coming in is
mhm.
the first year is all about fixing the cap situation,
Yeah.
building off Justin's rookie year,
Mhm.
um, and just like developing the defense, figuring out getting rid of bad contracts, just like sort of figuring out the situation that Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy left the
Yes.
team in. The
Yeah.
second year was all about building the defense, um, building a sustainable defense, because that was Matt Eberflus's like trade and everything. That's what he came
Yeah.
into this as. his background.
Mhm.
And then the third year was all about now let's load up on offense. Let's surround whatever quarterback's playing with an abundance of support. So they literally have done it exactly how they said they would in their opening press conference.
Yeah.
And they have done the like without being able to see the results of it yet, they've
Mhm.
done like the one of the best jobs you could hope for a franchise to do
Yeah.
in
Yeah, really.
in a 2 year span once you dismantle uh and like part of that is an incredible stroke of good luck,
Yes.
hopefully with like trading for what ended up being the first overall pick in a year
Mhm.
that is potentially Andrew Luck level quality talent
Yes. Oh,
at
yeah.
that pitch. So
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a lot to be excited for, especially within like Chicago sports that like pretty much every major sports team is going through a lull right now. Almost
mhm.
none of them are good. So I think like only the
Yeah,
Sky are like the ones that are doing all right. But
yeah. And then
yeah,
the
so
Blackhawks, you can see the route to like you can see what they're
yeah.
building, but
Mhm.
like there's still this upcoming season. There's probably not going to be much to talk about. But at
Yeah.
least like sort of like the Bears last year, like you didn't know if they were going to be a playoff contender or not, but you knew like you were going to be excited to see the additions and like see what
Oh
they were
yeah.
putting together.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, no, the Cubs and the White Sox and the Bulls,
Yeah.
it's
And the
hard. It's
Blackhawks. I mean,
yeah,
Blackhawks are improving, but they're still bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I can't think of the Bulls especially. There's so little hope for
Yeah.
the Nets.
And I think the White Sox are I think they're approaching the record for most losses in a single
Yeah,
MLB season.
it's gonna happen at this point.
Oh God.
They
That is depressing.
yeah, just at the rate they're going, they
Mhm.
almost set the record for most losses in a row too.
Yeah, I did see that.
Would have been the Cubs to give it to them.
Yeah, yeah,
Um. Anyways,
yeah. I
who cares
saw
about other sports?
I know. We're talking about football right now.
Mhm.
Who cares? Speaking of football, did you see Jalen Johnson's car that he had? That
Oh, that was
three-wheeler?
sick.
That was
Yeah, that was
sick.
so
Yeah.
sick.
I looked
Did
it up
were
because
you
I
with were we just in the city and we saw one of those? Were you with me when I saw one of those or
no, I don't think so.
okay.
But
I
I mean,
just saw one of those in the city.
it looks sweet. I honestly thought it was gonna be like I looked it up. It's like under 50,000. It's
What?
not terrible, no. But
Yeah. I
it's
mean
he might have
there's no like storage benefit to it, but
yeah, that's true. It looked like
maybe
it was like a two-seater. That was about it.
yeah, maybe you can lane split with it.
Yeah, probably. You just look cool. It's very like
Yeah.
it's like kind of a weird like futuristic but retro look to it. Like I like the car. I just wanted to mention it. But
No, I thought it was super cool.
yeah.
I also did you see his comments saying that well, I totally agree with it, but it's been in the media a little bit that Aaron Rodgers shouldn't have been on the top 100 last year, and he should have
Yeah.
over him.
Yeah.
Totally
It's
valid.
fair point.
Totally
Totally
valid.
valid.
It's so crazy that
Yeah.
and like maybe not even Aaron Rodgers specifically if you're going to be like, well, even though he hurt himself right away, like the his overall career justifies him being on this list. It's like there's still plenty
Yeah.
of dudes that you could point at and be like, they were not an all pro and a pro bowler and like the number
Yeah.
one ranked position at PFF person at their position at PFF and like
Mhm.
Jalen Johnson was the best corner last year. So
Yeah.
it's I was honestly him above anybody else. I was surprised. Just DJ didn't get it.
Yeah.
Was it
Even
DJ? I
though
think only Montez got it.
yeah, because I don't think DJ got it either. Because I saw a tweet where someone was like, I think pointing out like a couple of the other players that made the list. Like I think like McLaurin had made the list as like a wide receiver, but DJ Moore didn't. Like it,
Yeah,
I don't know. It seems stupid, but
yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
It's silly. Um. Oh, Keenan. Keenan was the other one, and
Oh, okay.
it doesn't even really count. So,
I know. Yeah.
um, and then 2 years ago, Justin made it. but he didn't make it last year. This year.
Oh, oh,
Um,
okay.
I remember he was in the 80s at some point, and it was the year he was running all over the place. So it made sense that like
Oh
other
yeah,
players
of
were
course.
like, "Yeah, this is insane."
Yeah. Once you break records, I feel like it's like, all right, we'll give it
Yeah,
to you. You're top
yeah.
100. But,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
But yeah, that the Bulls theme was super cool. I
yeah, that was cool.
genuinely like I hated it because it was like totally pandering like to the
Oh yeah,
max. Like it was just a bunch of different like beat reporters and voices around sports media in Chicago that you recognize, and then like they're all talking about how Williams is going to be the best thing ever,
I know. Yeah, like
and then
Jesus Christ.
they clearly had him walk through all those places in like a very like
Mhm.
slow mo style, like very
Yeah,
dramatic
like just walk
walk,
through this
and
hallway and like think about your legacy. Like think about
yeah.
being the most important person this town has ever seen, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
And
And make sure you have some bounce in your step. We really want to see
yes.
the power in your step.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It is
Um,
really impressive that I'm like, dude, they probably got this footage like 5 days ago, and
yeah.
they have it on HBO now. Like
I've never
it's just
understood it
wild.
because it's not just like it's like they have a few different angles and stuff. It is
Mhm.
like slow motion and edited,
Yeah,
and then sometimes they even
like
do like graphics and stuff on top of it. And
yeah. I'm honestly always just impressed by like the Hard Knocks camera crew because it's like they they really pull out some like a nice looking show like
Mhm.
completely on their ass. Like
Yeah,
there's probably no planning. They're just like just film, see what you can get, and then we'll try and stitch it together in like 3 days.
for
And
sure. And then
yeah.
somebody's gotta go through like all the interactions they
Mhm.
can capture. And I'm sure like the whoever's like whoever you're filming, you're also like taking notes. Like this was a good moment. I gotta make sure to tell the
Yeah.
editing director to put that in. But
And I'm sure that they had
um,
like discussions beforehand that like they're like obviously we're going to focus on Caleb and like his rookie year. Like they already have like narratives kind of like planned out for
yeah,
what they want to showcase.
for sure. But like
Yeah.
then I just thought it was so cool the different angles of how the whole DJ extension played out, like
Oh yeah.
the cameras looking down on the practice field from Ryan Pohl's office, and then
Yeah.
like you got to see them practicing, and then you also got to see like whoever went up to DJ or called DJ over like
Hmm.
that exact moment where he found out he was getting the contract, and then like everybody trying subtly pretend like it's not happening, and then
Yeah.
I thought that was all just really cool, and it
Hmm.
didn't feel like staged or anything. It's just like
They
how their
just
practice
captured a
facilities are formatted that they could
yeah.
like have them playing in the background and have DJ in the background as this all played out. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that is cool. It
yeah.
does remind me a lot of like how they do like nature documentaries where it's like they craft these stories for the animals, but like
Mhm.
they have no clue. They just have to like work with the footage that they have. So, but
Mhm.
yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But what else?
I loved a few different um interactions right after he came back out of the field.
Oh yeah,
Like Cole Kmet just running into him,
I
I
know,
thought was so
just
funny.
bodying him. Yeah,
Yeah. He's like, I don't even know what happened, but I'm happy for you. So
yeah,
I'm gonna chest bump you. And then
yeah.
Keenan Allen, he was like they don't I've seen a few different clips of them interacting. Like
Mhm.
the phrases they say and the words they say don't mean anything, but you can tell they're communicating.
Okay, I'll have to rewatch it.
Yeah, it's like I'm about to get mine. She's got like just a bunch of
Yeah,
different like random like
like
there's
it's
a
like
really
too
funny clip I'll send
schizophrenic.
you on YouTube of like Keenan's like talking to him and not making much sense, and then DJ's just like dancing and has this crazy smile on his face and is not even paying attention. Like
Yeah, oh, that's funny.
DJ is like I'm so like, glad we have him having
Hmm.
lost Khalil Mack because he's
Oh
like
yeah,
it's so easy to like he's just my new favorite bear.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
just he's so awesome.
Hmm.
And he's so like his personality is so awesome, and then he's also just like his play style is so amazing too. Like
Yeah. And
if
and
I were
dude
a
can
wide
like,
receiver.
oh yeah. And I mean, dude can put up numbers. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
last year I didn't know that he had almost like 1,400 yards. Like, I didn't know it
Hmm.
was that much, but um,
Yeah.
yeah, really.
Yeah. He really showed us.
Mhm. Yeah. What
Uh,
else is I gonna mention? Oh, that
Saban showed up
yeah, Nick Saban showed up.
with a
Yeah, I it is interesting. He brought up like Peyton Manning, like his rookie year. That I didn't know that Peyton Manning threw. It was like 28
28.
interceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit!
Still the rookie record
Wow,
for quarterbacks. Yeah.
wow, god damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah. But he made like a lot of good points. That there's some dudes who have it, but most dudes don't. Like
Yeah.
most dudes, you have to drive it into them and just have it be like where yeah, where you just need to like instill this level of discipline in them that they just don't that they don't like have even in college, especially not in high school, where like the NFL is serious. So
For sure.
like you need to be 100% at all times. But
Yeah. Yeah. And how you that's why you need to like make sure you have the establish the right relationship with them where when you're trying to get that out of them, it's from a place of like betterment and a place of like encouragement and just like overall
yeah,
motivation, trying to get you to self-motivate. Like
hmm
there's definitely like very much aligns with teaching styles and philosophies of like
oh yeah,
how am I going to get you to want to do this? How am I going to
hmm
get you to feel intrinsically motivated time after time to do this maybe challenging thing? Maybe
yeah,
not worth it on its face thing, but
yeah.
what we
You
gotta
need
do.
to, yeah. And I think that's especially with like coaching like high school and college, you're still kind of talking to like kids somewhat. Like a lot of them can be very, very good and very disciplined, but like
Mhm.
once you're in the NFL, it does feel like much more like adults talking to one another. Like
Yeah,
there's kind of it's a much more equal playing field, like
for
between
sure.
coaches and players, where they're like, "Hey man, we both just want the same thing, so let's just
Yeah.
work together and do that." But
Well, I just love there's also just like the older guys in the locker room
mhm.
are turned by the coaches to like fix situations with the younger players too. Like
Oh
they
yeah,
sort of are like it's everybody like the team is just much more diverse and where some of them maybe are a little more childish,
yeah,
getting DUI situations and shit. Like
yes, oh yeah.
that's been going around the last few off seasons. So it's that's one of the most interesting parts of like pro sports is
Mhm.
some of the dudes are like younger than people in college still,
Mhm.
and some of them are like older than their own coaches. Like some of
Yeah,
them have been in the league almost as long as they've been alive. It's like
yeah, that is crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially with like
Mercedes
someone like
Lewis,
yeah, Mercedes Lewis. What is he like 30? Is he in his 40s now?
he turned 40. This is his
Wow,
age 40 season.
wow, man,
Yeah,
he is probably older than some of the dudes like dads that are in that locker room, and
for
that's yeah,
sure.
it's crazy to think about. Oh
For sure.
yeah.
Big
Oh,
dog.
I did want to talk about the Caleb Williams song that he did. That like,
Oh,
dude, he can't sing for shit. Why did he
no.
pick that song? It
No,
was a
yeah.
John Legend song. Why
Uh-huh.
would you pick a
He
John Legend song if you can't sing?
he listens to that song before every game, he said.
Oh, okay.
Um in a different and I was just doing a ton of deep diving today while I was
Mhm.
packing up.
Oh, okay.
Um and yeah, no, he listens to that while he like warms up and right before he gets on the field to play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
still, like that's not an excuse to
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 to be
also say
absolute
five
garbage.
words and then get so embarrassed with how bad you are that
I know. Yeah. It had to be like, I mean, that makes sense that it's like a, a more like personal song to him, but I mean, come on, it's a John Legend song. Like it's
yeah,
you got to show up. But Yeah,
Yeah.
just wanted to bring that up. I thought that was could have
Yeah.
done
What
better.
about the other rookie son, Theo Bidet?
Yeah, that was good.
Benedette.
Yeah, that
Um,
was I welcome him as our newfound American, you know.
yeah.
I think he'll
Yeah.
fit in well.
I do too. And I thought that it was because he pulled his pants down and everything, it got overshadowed how funny just the finger symbols were. And like
Yes.
just seems like very like monotonely
Yeah.
singing, I'm proud to be an American as a Canadian. Wow, this guy, this 300-pound guy in the background is
I know.
yeah.
And you could tell that the guy that he got for it was like, "Oh, I didn't know that this was the plan." Like,
Yeah.
like the whole time he was like,
That's Kieran Amagaji. He's from he
"Oh,
went
yeah,
to
yeah,
Hinsdale South.
yeah, yeah, right."
He's literally he's close to where I won't get into it, but
Yeah,
Hinsdale South is relevant.
yeah, yeah. And
Um,
yeah, he went to Yale. I know that he's out, right? He's injured. Is that right?
is he?
I thought so. That's my dad told me.
Oh, I hope not.
But let me see.
I didn't look into him a ton after the draft, but I remember or like right after the draft I did, but then I haven't kept up with his situation. But yeah, I was
Oh,
really
okay.
excited to get him.
Yeah, so he did have a season-ending injury in his senior year of
Okay.
college, but he
Okay,
still
yeah,
declared and was drafted.
that's what it was with him because
Yeah.
theoretically if he had done another year or something he could have gotten more stock. Or was that no, that was the pass rusher we got. That was
Yeah, yeah.
Austin, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Jackson.
Yeah, let's just go with
Austin
that.
Jackson, I think.
Austin Jackson.
Um where was Roma Dunes at?
I know he didn't really they mentioned him like
It
really
was
kind of in the
literally
middle.
just yeah, it was like which was really cool to see all three receivers like at
Yeah.
once.
Oh
Like
yeah.
quickly breaking down like Rome and then Keenan and then like oh and by the way we also have DJ still.
Yeah.
Um but then yeah, that was like the one time and then it was Matt Eberflus saying that he didn't need a nickname.
Yeah, because his name's already cool.
That's
Yeah,
true, but Matt
it is true.
Eberflus's thing is that everybody gets a nickname.
Yeah. So you're
So
saying.
then being like, no, your name is actually funny. It's like
Yeah.
your real
Your
name
name
is actually
isn't
good
a name.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You should. Yeah. Or just give him some kind of like call him Caesar or something, you know? Something
Yeah.
Roman.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah. But
Anything.
Mhm. I also didn't know that the Bears have a barber on staff. Is that like a regular thing with NFL teams?
Different like different versions of that. I like
Okay.
did like I know they'll either like have one there that the team pays or they'll let players like come a specific day at a specific time, have the barbers come and
Mm,
like they'll have a room for them.
mm,
Um, and then like similar with like your personal trainers or your health people or whatever, like you
mm.
can have them come and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Because it was interesting when I saw like the door sign that said like it was like a Bears logo and then barber. It's like, oh, this is like a member of the staff. Like this, they have
yeah,
their own office, you know?
yeah.
But yeah.
Thought it was very telling
Mhm.
that Matt Eberflus was like his wife sent pictures of Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
and he's just taking it. He's just taking
I
it.
know. Yeah.
Matt Eberflus is a tough little bitch, okay?
Yeah.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Matt, you
He's
need
gonna
to
sit
just
there
mhm.
with his little micro penis and jerk off in the corner
His little
because
Eberflus.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
We're
So
like,
exactly.
yeah, we're like Unterfluch. Sorry, that's just a
Mhm,
German joke. But
mhm.
yeah. I mean, oh, what else was there? Oh yeah, and then they had a whole like even going back to like I'm sure that they figured this out when they decided on the Bears because they knew it was happening. They probably knew they were going to do a segment on Jonathan Owens, who was
Yeah,
like going
yeah,
to the
absolutely.
Olympics. Yeah.
Well, yeah, just the timing worked out perfectly too.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
yeah, the first week is of Hard Knocks is normally the most boring,
Yeah.
unless like we were lucky that we had any game to watch because of the Hall of Fame game. But normally it is just like
Yeah.
recapping the first couple weeks of training camp without any game to end the episode with.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah. I mean, I thought we were gonna actually get like Simone Biles on the thing. We just got her on FaceTime, which is like,
Yeah, but and
that's it.
she'll definitely be like
Yeah.
she's coming back in a week or whatever. She'll definitely be
Oh yeah. I want her to talk about
around.
Caleb Williams. All right. I want to hear her thoughts on this. I know
Did
she's
she go? What
busy,
did she
but
go to college? Did she go to college?
that's a good question. I know she's from Texas, but
Uh,
let me see. Uh,
talking about them, the like for he's a NFL safety in his 30s, and she's
hmm,
been in the
yeah,
national in the Olympics for and like just a national level gymnast for like 10 plus years now.
yeah, yeah.
Um, their house is incredibly unimpressive for
I
two
know.
very impressive people. Like that,
Yeah,
it's pretty sad.
I know. I
Pretty
wonder if
sad. I guess they fell off.
yeah, I wonder if it's like, yeah, if they have their own house together or they're still like where Jonathan Owens has a house and Simone has a house somewhere else. Like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
doubt she lives in Chicago, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah. I just like gymnasts are incredibly underpaid, I guess.
yeah. I mean, Simone Biles is probably fine. Like she's got probably advertisers out the wazoo, but
No.
I would think
No,
so.
I think you gotta go
Now,
the Livy Dunn route and just be like,
like an
like
influencer.
yeah, just be more like sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, Simone.
Yeah.
Weren't people like literally criticizing her for that? Like, why wasn't her hair made or something while
Um,
doing gymnastics? Like, people were like criticizing her for not looking good at the
I don't
Olympics.
know.
But,
She's
that's
doing double
whatever.
backflips and stuff. Like, what are we talking about,
I
guys?
know.
Like,
Yeah.
can you do any of that? Like, just
No,
watch
of
it.
course they can. Yeah. They just saw someone on TV and they want to complain about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is not what
So
we're doing at all.
no. Khalil Herbert. They had Khalil Herbert playing in the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking disrespectful.
I know.
I hope he gets traded before Saturday because otherwise it was completely pointless and rude to now it's his third year on the team, I think.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Fucking rude to just throw a man that you because we know who Caleb Herbert or Jaleel Herbert is at this point. Like we don't
Yeah.
need to learn more about his play style
Hmm.
before any of our other starters.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just because he's not technically the starter on the depth chart, because I bet DeAndre Swift is,
Oh, yeah.
doesn't mean he isn't still like going to get a ton of snaps and like deserves the same respect as a starter.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That pissed me off. I saw 24 out there and I was like, did Khalil Herbert change numbers or something? But no,
Mhm.
it was just him. And he
Yeah.
looked fucking awesome because he was playing against a bunch of scrubs.
Yeah. 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 It's yeah, I hope they kind of do like a dual thing with like Herbert and Swift because
Yeah.
I think they're both great. So let's just get them both
Yeah.
going.
I've been hearing there's a chance of uh trading Herbert before the
Mm.
season starts for like more running back needed team.
Okay.
So it would make sense for that reason, just like say show
Yeah.
like he's healthy and he's got fresh legs and
Mhm. Yeah.
but
Especially, do you
again
know how long we signed like Swift for? Was it like multiple years?
3 year I think it's a 3 year deal total, but like two
Okay.
of them are guaranteed.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, we could. I like Herbert though. I'd hate to see him go.
I do
Yeah.
too. I think Ryan Poles in general, he's been looking for more explosiveness. And
Yeah.
that's maybe the one knock you can put on Herbert is like he's like a 7 to 8 yards per carry type guy, but like
Yeah.
that's also about his limit.
Yeah, yeah, true.
It's like maybe 20 is his. I actually that's not true. I probably saw one of his longest runs ever in person. He had like
Oh, really?
50-yard run against the Commanders
Nice.
2 years ago.
Hell yeah.
Um, but it's still like he didn't make it all the way to the end zone, and he had a very clear path. It's
Hmm.
pretty sad, pretty
Yeah,
disappointing.
yeah.
We lost that game by a touchdown
Damn. Well,
to Carson Wentz,
right. Yeah,
12-7.
that's sad. And that was when Snyder was still around for the Commanders, I think.
Yeah, he was still
Yeah.
the owner.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Rivera was still coaching them boys,
Mm-hmm.
and well, I
Oh,
mean, actually, he was coach last year too.
yeah. Ron Rivera showed up in Hard Knocks
Yeah,
for like
yeah,
just
Ron
like
Rivera.
5 seconds, but he was there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess that would have been the game I was at then.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it wasn't from like this year or anything. It was just
No,
old
no, that was
footage.
like to congratulate his first year, and
Oh
that,
yeah.
yeah, that's okay. All right, I probably
Hmm.
glimpsed that interaction, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
Probably.
that game. So my brother, through his work, he just like he was able to get box tickets to that game. It was a
Oh.
Thursday night game, and like people in his company weren't going.
Hmm.
So he was just able to take me, and we rode an elevator up to the suites, and the fucking GM at the time of the Commanders was in the elevator with us. I think his name was like Jason Wright or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Nice.
I that was pretty cool too. We didn't talk to him or anything, but
Hmm.
I looked at him and was like, he looks like somebody. And then
Yeah.
I looked him up.
Did I ever tell you the story about seeing Lovey Smith like in person? That
No,
I
whoa.
Yeah, he
Well,
was
yeah,
the
that's pretty crazy.
yeah, because he was the uh coach at a college that I attended
Yeah.
for I think just 1 year. But they this was
What?
after like a very wasn't it just 1 year, I thought?
I
Or
I could I honestly could not care less about that school's football program.
yeah, yeah.
But I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think he
I thought
was
it was longer than that. But
yeah, let
you
me
would know better than me for sure.
yeah, let me see. Um oh yeah, it was for a few years. So, but he
Mhm.
but it was like a significant thing where I remember we went to this game that they had against Wisconsin and they were down, I think, for like most of the game. We left like halfway through the third quarter, kind of being like this game is pretty much over, let's go.
Yeah.
And then they came back and won it. Um,
Wow.
and then by that point, we were in like the town, like the downtown area near the school. And we were just like having lunch and just talking. And then we saw Lovey Smith like get out of a car and just start like greeting every single person he met. Like I mean, he was on top of the world, dude.
Oh
He was,
yeah.
yeah. It was literally I may have witnessed like one of the best moments of his entire life. He was
Hmm.
truly like all smiles. He was shaking hands with everybody. It was nice. And he stood out like a sore thumb because he was bald and had the beard at that point.
Yeah.
So
Oh
I
yeah.
saw him from like
Was
almost
the
like
beard gray at that point?
yeah. Oh yeah, it was
Oh
great.
yeah. He looked so good with the gray beard.
Yeah, he really does.
Well,
But
now it's
he
white basically, right?
yeah.
Isn't it just yeah, it's still really badass.
Oh yeah. No, I
Um
shout out Lovey. He's still an
yeah.
honorary Chicago Bear, even to
And
this
then
day.
he left that school to become the head coach of the Texans.
Mhm.
And if it weren't for him, they would have gotten the first overall pick that turned into
Yeah.
Bryce Young,
Yes.
and we wouldn't have DJ, we wouldn't have Caleb, a
Mhm.
bunch of things wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. And
We
really
but
it was
also the shitty thing is we would potentially have CJ Stroud.
yeah, that's true. That is so true. Good point.
Okay, I never
Yeah.
really considered
Because the
that
Houston Texans
reality.
really regretted that.
Yeah,
Moving down to
exactly.
number two. Yeah.
Damn, I never really thought about that part of it.
I know. Just worked out for them.
Yeah.
But
So there were
yeah.
good quarterbacks all around for Carolina. They just ended up
Mhm.
not making the right decisions on either end.
Yeah. Because I don't even think Bryce Young is bad. I just think he's got nothing like to
Well,
work with.
yeah, they traded
Yeah.
away his best his they traded away McCaffrey during that season before, and then they traded away DJ to like get
Mhm.
him.
Yeah.
So it's of course it's
Yeah.
like
It's
those are two incredibly talented offensive players on an offense with nobody else.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I think they're at least trying. They signed two guards, I know, and they drafted a few receivers. They
Mhm.
picked up Deontay Johnson.
Oh, nice.
So they're picking up scraps wherever they can to try and support him.
Yeah. Because I saw was well, Brian Burns was on the Panthers, right?
Yeah, they traded him.
Yeah, they did trade him. So that. But, but yeah, wish well, all the best for the Panthers, though. You've
Yeah,
secured us a pretty good team, so
yeah,
you
exactly.
let's
No,
return the favor.
I well, I just feel bad that it's like it's so clearly because of now the shittiest owner in the NFL is the Panthers owner. Is that
Yeah, yeah.
and that sucks because like that's fan bases shouldn't have to deal with shitty ownership. Like there should
Hmm.
be better ways to fix those situations so that fan bases don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
But they do, and I do think that that trade only happens under like heavy influence from an owner being like, I want my franchise quarterback right now
Yeah, very true.
with and then selecting the wrong dude.
Yeah, yeah.
But honestly, maybe even CJ wouldn't have looked that good last year with
With the Panthers. Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah, because it is really like it's the same like the Texans are kind of similar to the Bears where they were trash and like over like 2 or 3 years now they're like easy playoff contenders. At least yeah, at least right now. But yeah, I mean it's I'm excited though. It's a new season. Um playing the do we play the
Sorry.
Texans? It's fine.
We do week two, Sunday night.
Okay.
Um and I was reading a couple lists the other day, or well, just one list that
Mhm.
ranked the best wide receiver situations. Number one was the Texans in the league, because they have Tank Dell and Nico Collins and
Mhm.
Stephon Diggs. Number
Yeah.
two is the Bears.
Nice.
So yeah, literally the natural first two picks in the draft 2 years ago have
Hmm.
potentially the most explosive offenses in the entire NFL now.
I
Like
know. And to
that,
think that the
it's
like
crazy to think about.
it's just crazy that the sentence the Bears have one of the most explosive offenses in the league like actually
Mhm.
exists and makes sense. Like that's
Yeah,
just a crazy thing to think about. But
yeah, and a potentially top 10 like young quarterback.
yeah, oh for
Uh,
sure.
at least talent wise, no
Hmm.
question he could get there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
And then yeah, talked about
uh,
the contract extension and then just
yeah,
showed like some of the Hall of Fame game.
yeah. At that game, he got Taylor met Marcus Allen,
Yes, yeah.
and like the fact that he actually knew who he was and was blown away to meet him was
Hmm.
pretty cool too. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think I would have recognized Marcus Allen,
No, I wouldn't
just like
either.
if he were standing next to me.
Yeah. And I think was it Eberflus that also said hey, you recognize the legends. That's like yeah, like that's great. Like
Yeah, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that was I actually maybe it might make sense just if Marcus Allen is a USC dude, actually.
Oh, okay. But still, I mean, he was very much like kind of introduced himself as like, man, you're a legend. Like, oh my
Yeah,
God. Like he's clearly a
yeah,
fan.
for sure. For sure.
So, yeah, very cool.
Um, I thought it was funny him announcing his signing bonus,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then specifically pointing to Ryan Poles and the front office people in, in the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Be like, shout out to you guys for making that happen. Like that, I just
Yeah.
thought that was so funny. And clearly they have a good relationship for him to do that. Like
Oh yeah. Yeah, for
just
sure.
he wouldn't be rubbing it in if he felt like they were not happy having to give him that much money. It's
Yeah.
insane though, because like he is getting 25.5 this year or whatever, but that
Mhm.
means his base is going to be like embarrassing the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
can't make any more than his contract, so like he's just going to make like 2 to 3 million over the next 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. It is very weird. I mean, I would hope that they have some kind of like financial advisor, someone to manage their money, just to kind of like space it out. But
Yeah, I mean he's already got 10 plus mil in the bank just from
yeah.
sponsorships and stuff. So,
Yeah.
um, but maybe it was just like purchase property or something.
Yeah. True. Yeah. But yeah. And then it just goes into the Hall of Fame game to show some footage from that. It was the wide receiver that caught, or was it a tight
Colin
end?
Johnson,
Colin Johnson. Yeah.
Flash 80.
hmm
He was cool.
hmm
It'd be cool. I just that was the one thing I've been thinking is like after Rome, there's a whole lot of like speculative answers that like Tyler Scott could be the dude. Bayless Jones is almost definitely not the dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so it would be cool to find like that solidified whenever you need him or whenever one of the three dudes is gonna miss a game. Like
Yeah.
Colin Johnson comes in and we know we can rely on him and that Tyler's just the fifth guy in special teams.
Yeah.
It would be really nice to see Bayless Jones not make the team.
Yeah. Yeah. Has he been like the kick returner for the past like
Yeah, and
okay.
like the fourth or fifth receiver, but like he doesn't even really take wide receiver snaps.
Oh yeah.
Uh, DJ Moore, he was on the St. Brown Brothers podcast and
Mhm.
said like Bayless is really talented and he's really fast. You just can't give him more than one direction at a time. Like you can't
Yeah.
have him turn and try and catch the ball. You can't have
Yeah.
him like turn more than once in a route. Like if
Yeah.
you just have him like catch the punt and run, or if you just
Mhm.
have him like take a jet sweep and just go, like he
Yeah.
can do that. It's like
Yeah.
he just like subtly was like he is not smart enough to do more than one thing
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
given play. And
It's like he can run fast. He
yeah,
can on
he's
routes and run
incredibly
people.
fast.
Oh
It's like
yeah.
insane to watch him
Mhm.
do those end arounds and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah.
But it's
Glad that's
frustrating.
DJ. Yeah.
It's like when Nagy was here and like we had Montgomery and other running back options, and Cordero Patterson was constantly out there to do an end around or a halfback
Yeah.
toss or something like super weak and gimmicky, and
Yeah.
that's like that's Bayless is a new version of him.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
How long have we been going? Have we been going for like an hour?
yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to mention about the episode?
I wish there was more Rome.
hmm
Honestly, I wish there was more any of the defensive guys.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Like it
sure.
was lots of Caleb and DJ,
Mhm.
which rightfully so, but still, like besides DJ, the defense was there's at least five dudes on the defense that you want to talk about before anybody else on the offense prior
Yeah.
to this year. So,
Yeah, for sure. Like I want to see
but
some I'd love to see like Tremaine like on the
yeah,
show. He's
yeah,
like
both of
a like
the
team captain, right?
yeah,
Tremaine.
yeah,
Yeah.
and TJ, like both of the middle linebackers would be cool, and then
Yeah.
Jaquan Brisker has a really cool personality. I would love to see
Yeah.
him.
Oh yeah.
Um, Jalen, I love listening to Jalen talk.
Mhm.
And then, like, obviously, Montez is sort of the catalyst for everything now. So,
Yeah, yeah,
like, he
true.
should probably be a big factor moving forward.
Yeah. And I know that it's very much like we still got 4 more episodes to go. They got plenty of time to like cover
Yeah,
their
I think
bases.
I bet they're it seemed like a lot of Eberflus setting up
Hmm.
like how he works as a coach and all that. I bet they'll do like a full defensive episode.
Oh yeah. Oh,
But
sure.
it's clear if nothing else that this is going to be the Caleb Williams show. Like this
Yeah. Oh
is
yeah.
40% to 50% of every episode is going to be dedicated to him.
Hmm. Yeah. But I
Um,
really do like I could complain about it, but if they did any less, I'd be like, dude, I want to know more about what's going on with Caleb,
For
you
sure,
know?
even just like specifically the conversations of them like him saying that Colin Johnson can make the team, and then DJ and him discussing like how many receivers they think they'll keep, and like
Hmm.
that sort of stuff. I think is really interesting to like see a rookie quarterback start to like learn how to
Yeah.
interact with his teammates and like how the NFL actually works, and
Hmm.
like sort of react to losing teammates as training camp goes on and people get cut. And
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely and like this was we knew the second that they picked the Bears that it was going to be the Williams show. So I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. It's just like seeing it in front of us now, and especially just the way it all started. It's like, damn, all right. I hope it works. I hope
I
this
know.
isn't embarrassing in 3 months.
I know. I really hope so. But yeah, I'm really just excited to see like preseason start. I want to see him play, even if it's good or bad. I just want to see it. I want to know where we're
Yeah,
at. But
Saturday at noon, I think, is the first chance we get
okay. All right. And then yeah,
against the Bills.
uh then new episode of Hard Knocks coming next Tuesday. So yeah.
Yep.
So we'll know by then.
And,
Yeah. But yeah. Do we want to mention anything else or do we want to wrap it up?
um, I'm just trying to think of anybody else. I'd love to see a little bit of the kicking team.
Yeah, I'd love to see Cairo
Yeah,
instead of
Cairo, and then
yeah.
Torrey Taylor, the
Yeah,
punter that we got.
yeah, for sure.
That would be just he's
Yeah.
Australian. It'd be cool to hear him talk about coming to the US.
Hmm. Because I think I remember seeing that I think his girlfriend or wife is from Chicago. So
Oh,
like
really?
yeah, so when he was
Yeah. Oh,
picked for
I did
Chicago,
see that.
I think his wife was like, "Oh fuck yeah." Like I can bounce between the two of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see some of the special teams.
And just a reminder that in this past draft, the Bears were able to draft not one school's superstar, not two schools' offensive superstar, but
Yeah.
three different schools'
Yeah.
offensive superstars. So
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Very
It
cool.
sucks that Iowa that was their superstar.
I know, right? Yeah. But it's still, yeah. I mean, dude can
He's
like
fucking great.
he's great. He's really a lot of people say like, why'd you pick a punter in the fourth round? But I mean, if we had to pick, like, may as well go for it. I mean,
Mhm.
especially with a punter, you could get a solid like 10 to 15 years of just no stupid mistakes, you know? And that's
Yeah.
and that can cost the team. Dude, the Bears know about special teams costing them in the end.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
yeah,
And
and I yeah,
we like
but
now more than ever is you want to be drafting kickoff specialists who are athletic and can tackle. Like
yeah,
with the new kickoff rules, you want to make sure
yeah,
that my car,
yes,
I think.
that was actually you reminded me that was the other big thing I wanted to mention was that they showed the new kickoffs like for the first time.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and I thought, I mean, kind of looked stupid at first. I'm not used to it, but but yeah, but I'm sure it's something that it'll just become the new thing that they do. So, and
For sure.
if it reduces injuries, that's a-okay with me. So, yeah.
Me too.
Mhm.
All right. I'm gonna wrap it up here.
All right, I'll let you wrap it up. So,
Yeah, all right. This has been a robot recap, episode 1 of Hard Knocks in the books.
mhm.
Thanks for coming,
Yeah,
and thanks for leaving.
yeah, we will be back next week with yet another recap. I believe that it will be the second one. So look
Yeah,
out for that.
finger guns all around, and
Finger
we'll see
guns,
you next
pew pew
time.
pew. All right.
Bitches.
Bye.